Real talk, why is there no anime equivalent for comic books? Manga and anime are some of the most popular things in media nowadays, and the comic book industry and just like Marvel and DC haven't tried to replicate it at all.
Someone said, why is there no anime equivalent to comic books? Now, a bunch of people in his comment section already pointed out there is. It's called the cartoon. But I think what he's actually saying, correct me if I'm wrong, is that why is there no single long-running storyline like we expect in an anime? For example, take something like Naruto, or Jujutsu Kaisen, or Demon Slayer. One multi-season long series that follows one character as the protagonist on their journey from beginning to end. And whereas we have things like that, like Invincible, for example, that you already pointed out, I think when it comes to Marvel and DC, the simple fact of the matter is that it's because comic books are not written like manga. Manga is one character, one series, one storyline. Comic books are not written like that. Comic books are essentially a bunch of short stories about a character. And things like Marvel and DC, for example, have so many characters and so many writers giving their interpretations on so many of these different characters. The effort to reward ratio for something like that is not even worth it, because remember, an anime is just an advertisement for the manga. That being said, there are some, for example, like the X-Men 97 that did really well. But if Marvel were to do something like this for every single one of their characters or every single one of the hero groups, that would be hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions, for what is essentially a glorified advertisement. And they already make a pretty good return off of their movies anyway. Whereas it would be cool, I just don't think it makes sense financially. But there are already, like I said, a good amount of cartoons based on comic books and based on superheroes. It's just not as marketed and as mainstream as like anime, for example, when it comes to manga. But let me know how you feel about this.